Hi guys, and welcome back to Tech with Tata. On this week's episode, I'm going to be walking you guys through the difference between a monolith and a microservice. Just to start, I know I'm in the hub, so I'm apologizing in advance if there's any background noise and for wearing a mask, but I hope you can understand. So just to distinguish the difference between a monolith and a microservice, the best way for me to understand it is they both sound like what they are. A monolith, having the root Latin mean mono, it's only one service where the front end and back end are working simultaneously, while a microservice is, on the other hand, something where there's standalone code. So each of these services run individually by themselves, and it's not just one service. There's a lot of pros and cons to both of these types of services, so I'll be linking to this YouTube video, a blog post that I'm going to write up on the differences. But specifically today, within this service known as Play with Docker, I'm going to be walking you guys through the instructions provided on this GitHub on how to create your own news API. So first you're going to click start, and traditionally there would be a login button, but I already made an account. You'll see that there's a countdown right here. After these 4 free hours, all of your code will expire. But again, this is more so just to learn. It's not necessarily to save your information. You're going to click add new instance, and immediately you're going to see this come up. So if you follow along with the instructions provided, I'll also link this GitHub in the video. The first thing that you're going to do is copy this line of code, go back to your Docker, and then do Command-Shift-V, and then it will start running that. Additionally, you're going to need to configure this. So you're going to take this and you're going to copy it. And then again, Command-Shift-V that as well. Once that is all up and running, you're going to find out that there's 2 important things that you need to get, a link and a key. So you're going to go into editor and then drop down this menu and then look at your .environment file. You'll notice that the API key is missing and the endpoint is missing for that link. So to get these 2 pieces of information, you're going to go to newsapi.org and you're going to create an account. Again, I already did this, as you can see, but I'm going to click on Get API Code, and then I'm going to copy this, go back to my Docker, and I'm going to ensure that this drop-down menu is back. Sorry, editor. There we go. Give me just 1 second to pull this back up. So I'm going to paste my key in there and save it, and make sure that it saves. Save. File saved, perfect. Then in order to get that link, what we can do is we can first off open a specific port. So say I want to open port 4000. Unfortunately, we'll say that the page is not working, but that is according to plan because you want to copy this IP address. Then go back into your editor, drop down the same menus, environment, go into here, and you want to paste in your own individual link. Save that. Okay, perfect. And then at this point now, you have all of the necessary information within your Docker. So now you're going to scroll down to the bottom of this and you're going to run it. Give me just a second to find the exact thing. Perfect. So you're going to copy this Docker compose up, go in one last time, close this, and I'm going to Control-Shift-V one more time. So now it's going to run for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to resume it when it's done downloading. Perfect. So now, as you can see, this is completely downloaded and run. And the important buttons we want to focus on is this 80 right here, port 80, because when we click it, it will take us to the latest news. And once it loads, it will show all the different news sources that you just created through your news API. Additionally, if you want to change what the article is about, as you can see, these all have to do with a laptop. If I go to right click and then inspect, over here in the code, if I move my little camera, you can see that the news service tag is tagged as a laptop. So maybe I want to change it to Penn State and then update it. Now all the articles that are going to come up are going to have more so to do with Penn State. Nebraska holds on to complete sweep over Penn State. And then you can just interchangeably change this tag and you've successfully created your news API. So on that note, I'll say thank you. And articles about thank you will come up, but I hope that you guys learned something in this video. That's all we have time for today. But thank you for tuning in again.